Education Trust, or NEET, partners with corporates to help dreams of going to tertiary institutions. On the 24th of this month, they'll be giving away 55 bursaries. So with me is a gentleman who knows all too well exactly what that is about. Tshepo Mokoena is the Chief Operating Officer of NEET, and he joins us now in studio. A very good morning to you, sir. Thanks again for joining us.
Good morning, South Africa.
I'm sure there is a great need, a very big demand for your services in this country.
Yes, there is, yeah. I mean, if you look at learners who come from disadvantaged communities, they don't have access to resources that you always find around Gauteng. So what we do is we then go to deeper rural of the rurals, and then we go and recruit there. So that is where we get our learners.
Tell me, what's the criteria of people qualifying for your help or services or the bursaries?
I mean, number one is hard work. I mean, if you look at what our requirements is, mathematics minimum is 70%, and also science is also between 65 and 70%. And again, another criteria, it must be that you must not be able to afford. So your parents might not be affording to take you to school, and then we then come in there. We look at whether your parents earn a certain amount, but the main criteria, it's 70% mathematics, 65% science.
And then, do you encourage the prospective bursary recipients to follow any particular discipline, or can they come for a bursary and want to study anything?
No, we specialize in scarce skills.
Okay. Because,
I mean, for instance, marketing, it's everybody wants to do marketing today. I mean, even IT today is so saturated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you seldom have students who wants to be a pilot, or you seldom have students who wants to study electronic engineering, for instance. You seldom have students who wants to study diesel engineering, because they think that it is not such a fancy job. But those are scarce skills, and those are the careers that pays at the end of your career. So we look at scarce skills because of those are the skills that were for certain race.
Yeah.
But today we encourage learners to go into those skills. Yeah, that is our specialty.
I always joke and say anyone who doesn't know what to do with themselves, or those who procrastinate or are undecided, always choose marketing as a default. So that's just that's just a side note. But let's discuss your partners. I know you have to source the bursaries. You work in partnership with various organizations, our sister station Radio 2000, among the people that you work with. Tell us a bit about those who have come alongside you to help you fulfill this vision.
Okay. Our program is very, very simple. What we do, we start by seeking a company. For instance, Samsung would go to Samsung and say, Samsung, you pay a lot of money to the sitters as a skills levy. So can we then partner so that we go out there and recruit learners who wants to study electronic engineering? Then from there, during the year, we then go out and recruit. We do career guidance. We make sure that we recruit right students, because then most of the time you'll realize that your first year, that's where you waste money. Yeah. Yes, because of then students who get distinctions, they just come in. And then the first year, the student realized this is not what I want to do. So then for the whole year, we do proper career guidance. We make sure, then we partner with, go back to your question, we partner with such, and then so that we make sure that organizations like CITAS, they help us, and then so that we can award bursaries. I'm sure you know that local government, CITA has given us bursaries, Samsung is giving us bursaries. Next year, we're partnering with more CITAS, yeah.
And yes. Have you found that South Africans are generous when it comes to that? Have you found that many of the doors on which you knocked were shut in your face, or many of them actually welcomed your intervention and said, we're with you all the way?
Those doors are very hard to open, I'm telling you. they need a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of scrutinization, and you know, your financials has to be up to date and all that. Yeah, but slowly, we are getting there. Remember, we are 21 years in this industry. We have awarded over 5,000 bursaries. Wow. Our expenditure is over 60 million in 21 years. So yeah, it's a learning curve, but it's not easy. But people are beginning to respect us. People are beginning to take us serious because we're doing a good job out there.
It sounds good to me. 5,000 bursaries sounds excellent to me. Just before we go, how can people get in touch with you? Perhaps we have a viewer at home who wants to go to tertiary next year, doesn't have the means, and wants to know how they can reach you to see whether or not they qualify.
Very easy, www.neet.co.za. You click into applications, and then you send the application, and then we'll come back to you. www.neet.co.za. Is that what it is? And before we go, I wanted to find out from you, how inclusive is this bursary? Is it just for studies or textbooks? Is it for living, accommodation as well? What do you cover in the bursaries? Look, the local government seat is, I think it's 45,000. And then we then sit down with you and see how we can help you. But we make sure that books and tuition are covered. And with the Samsung bursary, it is only tuition and books, and then we then try to negotiate with other donors to make sure that they can help you with transport and accommodation. But then what we find that it's parents are willing to help us to pay for accommodation and transportation.
And how many years of study do you cover? First year, second year? Do you take it right up into the qualification?
It's a complete course. I mean, with the Samsung, I think it's 18 months. With the local government seat is 3 years. And what we also do is when you complete, we actually merge you with the workplace. I mean, our bursary is not just a bursary. It's also a workplace-related bursary because, like I said earlier on, that if we pick up a bursary from the local government SETA, we make sure that when you complete, you can just go to any municipality and then they can give you work experience. Long are the days whereby you just get a bursary and when you complete, you don't
know where to go. You don't have a job, no prospects.
Exactly.
Just before we go, I know I've been saying that for a while, but the more I talk to you, the more I realize just how necessary this is. Is it too late for people to start applying now? Do you have to do so with your June exam qualifications, such as some of the tertiary institutions? How do you go about applying?
Well, look, what you must do is you must apply with your local university first. Okay. Then once the university accepts you, then we accept you because we can't give you a bursary when the university hasn't accepted you. I think the first step is to apply to your local university, and then when they accept you, then we look at the criteria, and then we can give you a bursary.
Yeah, so those who have not qualified for any tertiary institution, they can't apply for the bursary as yet, unfortunately, not now. Okay, thank you so much. It is a much-needed resource, I think. So many of our young people are extremely talented, but don't have the means, don't have the funds to further their education. So if you provide that means, those means for them to go to varsity, I think it would be great. Their part is hard work, you said. They just have to put in the hard work.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's the key word.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And keep up the good work. And may you continue to provide those essential services for our people and bridging the gap between the companies and the youngsters in school.
Thank you so much.
There we have it. Tshepo Mokoena is the Chief